Somebody said it looked a lot like a 1950s airline logo, and I was like, I kind of see that. There's Breonna Stewart. I can't make heads or tails of what that shit's supposed to be. Asia Wilson. Okay.
At long last, the wait is over. After months of Nike parading everyone else around, the true centerpiece finally got her shine. Caitlin Clark unveiled her signature logo, and instantly, you could feel the envy burning across the league. It's not subtle, it's blazing, the kind of jealousy that could melt a Vegas sidewalk in July.
So this just happened a few minutes ago, and it was a long time in the waiting. Many fans were wondering where Nike has been with any Caitlin Clark merchandise whatsoever, but developing a signature logo and a signature shoe does take time. So without further ado, here is Caitlin Clark's official Nike signature logo. There is a statement that says, Caitlin's signature logo pulls you in like her game. It features interlocking C's. Her mark is emblematic of ever-expanding range on the...
Aya Wilson thought she had the crown locked down at Nike, rocking her own sneaker deal and posing as the queen of the court. But then Nike dropped Caitlin Clark's signature logo, something Wilson can't touch, and the internet exploded. Millions rolling in, culture-shifting buzz everywhere, and suddenly Aya's spotlight looks dim. Now the tears are pouring, the tweets are sizzling, and the salt? Let's just say the Dead Sea finally has competition.
I've been telling y'all to stay patient. I've been telling y'all that Nike takes their time, that Asia Wilson's shoe deal was 2 years in the making, that Paige Beckers had PEs, not her own signature shoe, and that Caitlin Clark's was 100% coming. And people kept saying, oh, Nike fumbled the bag with Caitlin. It has to get out there. Nike fumbled the bag. No, they didn't. It takes time. She's got to develop a whole freaking product line. But they just announced, breaking news right now, we have a logo. That is the official Caitlin Clark Nike logo. And it's not just that. I mean, this is cool. Nike has just announced that a signature product line will be dropping soon, with signature shoes coming in 2026. Now, this is going to be her logo for all of her Nike stuff that is Caitlin Clark official stuff, just like we have the Asia Wilson line, where she has her logo on all of it.
If you are enjoying, please leave a like and subscribe our channel. Nike just dropped Caitlin Clark's signature logo, and it's less of a design launch and more of a mic drop. Those sleek interlocking C's aren't just branding, they're a battle flag. A reminder that Caitlin isn't just in the game, she is the game. And for everyone who thought they could sideline her while hyping less captivating names, consider this Nike's brutal reality check.
Alright, subtle commercial, nothing too crazy, no big bang. But here we go, folks. If we look at this right here, this is the Easter egg I'm talking about. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 billboards. 8 billboards. October, December, November, January, February, March, April, May, the start of the WNBA season. Is that when these shoes are going to drop? Is that when these shoes are going to drop in May? We know that come October, we're going to get some merchandise. We're going to get some apparel. But the shoes, they said, coming soon in 2026. How soon? May 2026?
The woman who single-handedly shoved women's basketball into primetime, packing arenas like she's handing out free cash, finally got the logo that matches her superstar reality. And Aya Wilson? She's spiraling, watching Caitlin Clark's brand rocket past hers while realizing no shoe deal can cover that kind of sting.
So a lot of people spend a lot of time and money and resources to be able to have an opportunity to come watch this team play or come watch me play. And, I certainly understand that. And I try to make as much time as I can to sign an autograph because that can really impact somebody's life. Who knows, maybe they're going to put that up in their room and look at it every single day and have something to dream about and something, that they want to be one day. And, being able to do that and take, like I said, 10 seconds, like it's the little things that really go a long way that impact young kids. So it's not something I take lightly at all.
Nike didn't just launch a logo, they detonated a cultural moment. The second those interlocking C's appeared online, it was like an earthquake through basketball. Demand went so wild that Nike's site buckled under the pressure. That navy and yellow logo tee, officially released September 1st, didn't just sell, it overloaded servers and turned into an instant collector's item.
Celebrate her logo debut with this soft cotton logo tee. And you know what's interesting about this design? It does look like they are interlocked, but if you kind of like squint your eyes, it also kind of looks like a very dimensional one C in front of the other one. I don't know if that's just me. According to Nike, the shirt is available, but it's not available just yet, but you can be notified for when it does go on sale. I can only imagine it's going to get sold out.
This is demand we've never seen before, so wild it made Jordan drops look like discount rack pickups. Within hours of launch, analysts were already projecting Caitlin Clark's signature shoe line to rake in between $100 million and $150 million when it debuts in 2026. That's not hype, that's market power. But right on cue, Aya Wilson surfaces from her championship bubble with the same tired gripes: "Where's my logo? What about my impact? I'm a 3-time MVP." It's the same soundtrack that's been playing since Caitlin first went pro. The refusal to accept reality is almost comical. Because here's the truth staring everyone in the face: Caitlin Clark isn't just a player, she's the gravitational force pulling women's basketball into the mainstream. She's the sellout crowds, the crashing websites, the viral clips, the actual business. And Nike? They finally decided to stop pretending and market her like the superstar she already is. Everyone else can keep crying. Caitlin's too busy cashing wins and checks.
And a lot of people have been getting on Nike because they don't feel like they have been promoting Caitlin as much as they should. But I will say we have to give credit where credit is due. I feel like in the past month or so, they have been tweeting about Caitlin more. And then obviously with this shoe release, they made this super sick commercial to promote it. And of course, just today, Caitlin Clark's new Kobe PE shoe sold out in less than a minute. And I saw so many tweets about this, so many people who were so sad that they missed out on this shoe. I saw that there was this one Dick's store and people were lined up around the corner like camping out trying to get the shoe. I also heard that Nike stocked about 14,000 of these, and that is an unconfirmed report, but they sold out in less than a minute. If that's any indication of what a Caitlin Clark signature shoe will do, I think Nike better continue to get on it and get ready to launch this brand for Caitlin.
Here's the part that really stings. Aya Wilson has been riding with Nike since 2018, 6 long years, before finally landing a signature shoe announcement in 2024. 6 years to get what Caitlin Clark secured in her rookie season with a real deal. And the Aone? Despite Wilson's non-stop promotion, it's barely made a ripple compared to Caitlin's logo reveal. While Wilson's shoe rollout landed with the energy of a polite golf clap, Caitlin's interlocking C's blew up the internet, overloaded Nike's servers, and turned into the kind of cultural event sneaker brands dream of. That's the difference between a product and a phenomenon.
I lost all respect for A'ja Wilson. I don't want to hear her opinions. I don't care what she has to say from this point on. When you keep a Nike deal 2 years in secret while you're spewing all that crazy stuff about Caitlin Clark in the Time magazine, read it. Read what she said in the Time magazine. Yet you had a Nike deal the whole entire time?
Meanwhile, the critics are seething because Nike finally acknowledged what the numbers have been screaming for over a year. This is the player who drove WNBA viewership to its highest levels in 24 years. The league averaged 657,000 viewers per game, and 19 of the 22 games that topped 1 million viewers featured Caitlin's Indiana Fever. She didn't just move the needle, she snapped it off and launched it into orbit. The A'ja Wilson versus Caitlin Clark discourse got toxic fast, with people trying to make it about everything except what it actually was: business. Wilson was getting praised by former teammates and coaches while sitting on a 6-year Nike extension she'd been negotiating behind the scenes. The passive-aggressive social media posts, the subtle shade, the manufactured victim complex, all while knowing she had her own deal cooking. Talk about manufactured drama designed to steal attention from the player who actually deserves it.
Years, A'ja Wilson truly co-created her new A1 signature basketball shoe and collection to ensure every detail is authentic to her and her community.
And guess who's speaking there? Good old Cheryl Swoops, who's part of Nike and knew the whole time too. So Cheryl Swoop's spewing all that crap about Caitlin Clark. Yeah, you knew that Asia Wilson's going to be coming out with a shoe deal, with a collection and everything.
Let's address the elephant in the room that's got Asia so twisted up. For months, she's watched Caitlin Clark dominate headlines while sitting injured on the sidelines. Even without playing, Clark is landing brand deal after brand deal, getting signature logo reveals, and being positioned as Nike's golden child. Wilson can win all the MVPs she wants, but she can't generate the cultural impact that Caitlin creates just by existing. Nike's treatment of Caitlin as the A-side fundamentally challenges everything Asia Wilson thought she knew about WNBA hierarchy. She couldn't comprehend that a second-year player who's been injured for half the season could still command more attention, more revenue, and more cultural cash than her entire career combined. That's the bitter pill she's struggling to swallow. But here's what really has Wilson fuming. Nike gave Caitlin Clark her own logo while Asia got, what exactly? A sparkle-shaped design that looks like something from a craft store. While Caitlin's interlocking C's immediately became iconic and recognizable, Wilson's logo looks like an afterthought designed by committee. The contrast is stark and embarrassing. One logo screams superstar treatment, while the other whispers also ran.
So, somebody said it looked like Chanel. I said it looked like Gucci. But whatever it is a luxury sports brand. I can't think of very many luxury sports brands. Guys, yeah, do you like, I'm a fashion guy. And I understand what Nike is doing. Nike is trying to get into the luxury brand style, the luxury department style, almost a little bit getting out of sporting. If they successfully do this has never been done. Never.
Now Nike has course corrected, and they're going all in on their biggest asset. That logo isn't just marketing, it's Nike finally understanding what they have in Caitlin Clark. She isn't just another WNBA player they can treat like an afterthought. She's a cultural phenomenon who brings everyone to the table. The logo connects Caitlin to Nike's legacy in a way that feels authentic, not forced. She's been representing the brand since 2022, calling it her basketball home, wearing their shoes since college. Asia Wilson could never generate that kind of organic connection. But here's what really has the haters pressed. Nike is finally treating Caitlin like the A-side she's always been. Not the co-headliner, not the also featuring act, the main event. Her signature shoe is reportedly dropping in 2026, and you can bet it's going to break every record in women's sports marketing. Wilson's Aone shoe launch earlier this year was met with polite applause, while industry experts are projecting Caitlin's shoe could become a $100 to $150 million franchise.
I think one of the reasons Nike's stock is dropping is how badly they dropped the ball with the female phenom, Asia Wilson. I think one of their experts should have had more foresight about her trajectory into being the best women's basketball player in the world, and they should have given her a signature shoe probably 2 years ago. Regardless of the sudden burst of media interest in the WNBA, thanks to the likes of Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark, Asia is a proven winner and one of the brightest spots in all of basketball. The fact that Asia's shoe deal emerged into the media after Caitlin's deal was already publicized gives reactionary vibes instead of this.
The $28 million, 8-year deal Caitlin signed with Nike? That's looking like the bargain of the century now. Industry insiders are already saying Nike will never make their money back in shoe sales alone. This is all about marketing and being associated with the most magnetic athlete in women's sports. Meanwhile, Wilson's 6-year extension gets described as one of the richest deals in women's basketball, but nobody's talking about cultural impact or revenue projections. The resale market doesn't lie. When Caitlin's Kobe player exclusive shoes dropped, they sold out in 5 minutes and were immediately flipping for double the retail price. Her logo t-shirt launch crashed Nike's website and generated more traffic than most signature shoe releases. Wilson's shoe announcements barely register a blip on social media. The market has spoken, and it's chosen its queen.
Caitlin Clark signature shoe sold out in minutes. It was here, and then it was gone. Poof. It reminds me of Mike Tyson back in the days. Don't go to the bathroom or the fight is over. You go, girl.
A'ja Wilson's problem isn't that she lacks talent, she's undeniably skilled. Her problem is that she genuinely believes talent alone should equal cultural dominance. She can't understand why a player who's been injured for half the season still generates more buzz than her unanimous MVP campaign. The WNBA hadn't seen a seven-figure television audience in 16 years before Caitlin arrived. Now they're routine. Road game attendance spikes by 87% when Clark visits opposing teams. Wilson's games? They move numbers, but nothing like the seismic shifts Caitlin creates just by being on the roster. What's really galling for Wilson is watching Caitlin accomplish from the bench what she couldn't do with 3 MVP trophies. Even injured and not playing, Clark is landing massive endorsement deals, getting signature logo reveals, dominating sports marketing conversations. Wilson's championship rings and individual accolades suddenly feel hollow when compared to the cultural earthquake that is the Caitlin Clark phenomenon.
It's about time, Nike. Y'all have taken long enough. It should not have taken this long for you guys to get this stuff together. I don't know what the holdup was. Actually, I do believe I know what the holdup was. Y'all didn't want a bunch of people hating and mad and all that. I know. I'm ready for this merch to drop. Cannot wait. The Caitlin Clark merch is going to be absolutely fire. The sneakers are going to be off the hook.
Nike's commitment to developing Clark's signature collection represents a crucial step in legitimizing women's basketball at the product level. Only 12 women in WNBA history have received signature sneakers over the league's 28-year existence. Nike is positioning Caitlin alongside elite company while Wilson struggles to generate enthusiasm for her own line. The contrast is stark and undeniable. By treating Clark as the A-side rather than positioning her alongside other athletes, Nike establishes new standards for how female athletes should be marketed. Wilson can't accept that she's been relegated to supporting caste status in her own sport. Wilson's frustration boiled over when she realized that Nike's investment in Caitlin isn't just about basketball, it's about cultural transformation. The logo represents Nike's bet on the future of women's sports, and that future apparently doesn't have A'ja Wilson as the centerpiece. That realization has to sting more than any playoff loss. The numbers don't lie, and they're devastating for Wilson's ego. Caitlin's logo reveal generated more social media engagement than Wilson's entire MVP campaign. The merchandise projections for Clark's signature line dwarf anything Wilson could dream of achieving. The cultural impact isn't even close. Caitlin operates in a different stratosphere entirely.
I really don't understand the need to lie. So there's a hype that A'ja Wilson's shoes sold out in 5 minutes. I did some more fact checking. They only had 3,000 shoes, right? They're actually going to restock the shoe in 2 days on May 8th. Those are the facts. So the shoes aren't technically sold out. What they did was they put phase 1 of shoes to see if they sold. People bought it. And they're going to have another phase 2 on May 8th. So they're not technically sold out. Like, why people lie, bro? And I don't know who bought them.
Here's the reality. While A'ja Wilson wastes energy trying to chip away at Caitlin Clark's shine, Nike is cashing in on the most bankable athlete women's basketball has ever seen. That interlocking C logo wasn't just a design drop, it was Nike's public confession that they finally understand the assignment. Clark isn't hype, she's history in motion. Wilson can keep polishing her MVP trophies and parading her championship rings, but Caitlin just unlocked something far bigger, the ability to move markets, crash websites, and reshape the entire conversation around women's sports marketing. The WNBA rollout was a moment. Caitlin's logo was a movement. That's the difference. Nike didn't just create a logo, they declared to the world, we've struck gold, and we're not missing the wave this time. Wilson's frustration makes sense, because she's watching another player live the dream she assumed was reserved for her. But Caitlin Clark has what Wilson never will, cultural pull strong enough to break the internet and turn a t-shirt into an instant sellout. The Caitlin Clark era is officially here, and Nike is smart enough to ride shotgun. Wilson can stay bitter, but the rest of us get to watch the most exciting, most marketable player in basketball redefine what's possible for women's sports. That logo? It's not just branding, it's a new era in motion. If you enjoyed leaving a like and subscribing, more videos are on the screen now.